I got a few emails from some of you who saw my reclaimed lumber video and noticed that I built a planter out of that wood that I reclaimed. Well, luckily I have to build 2 more, so today I'm going to go through the steps on how to do that. And as a bonus, I'm going to give you for free the plans in case you want to build your own. Stick around and I'll give you the details. For those of you who watch my reclaim video know that I made this lumber out of some old siding. I used that siding to make these 1x4 boards. And those are actual dimensions, 1 inch by 4 inch, not nominal. So my plans use 1x4, but fear not. If you want to use off-the-shelf lumber, I have also included plans to use 5/4 by 6 inch deck boards. Now, if you're going to go that route and buy from the lumber yard, I highly recommend that you grab cedar. I don't think you'll find cypress in 5/4 by 6 inch, but you should be able to find cedar in 5/4. If you're not familiar with 5/4, it's simply an inch thick, actual dimensions, unlike a 1x6, which is actually 3/4 of an inch thick. Okay, first things first. You can find the downloadable plans at toolboxdiy.com. I've got a direct link in the description down below. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell. That'll give you notifications of new videos. And current subscribers, please double check those bell settings because I think some of you have been missing out on some really great videos. Alright, let's jump in here and do a quick overview of how this is constructed so the assembly steps will make more sense. Basically, I have 3 frames. They consist of a long side and a short side. The bottom frame has these supports to hold the bottom pieces. The bottom pieces have gaps to allow for water drainage. The 3 frames are held together with these stringers, 1 in each corner, 2 on each side. And then lastly, we've got our legs. They attach to the ends. You can make them any length to fit your needs. This here is a specialty application that I won't go over. It doesn't apply to many of you, so we're just going to skip that part. Alright, let's jump in on frame construction. We're going to start by building the top 2 frames of the planter box. Now I'm assuming here that you already have all your lumber cut. I'm not going to show you how to cut lumber because I'm pretty confident that you know how to do that. So what we're going to do, we are going to sandwich the short pieces between the long sides. Now this part is optional. I like to hold them together with some brads. It makes drilling a little easier. Next, we want to drill pilot holes. You definitely want to do this because cypress and cedar will split. And I'm slightly countersinking these as well. It's a soft wood, so it doesn't need much of a countersink. Alright, now I'm going to use 2-inch stainless steel screws. Now I'm just going to do the other side, and then I'm going to do this a second time so we end up with 2 frames. Now for the bottom frame, we're going to do things a little differently. We're first going to install the supports for the bottom of the planter. The plans call for a long strip of 1x1. You'll see here that I'm using these shorter pieces. That's because I have a lot of scraps to use, so I'm just using those up instead of using the long pieces for this purpose. Choice is yours. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to glue these first. We're going to tack them with brads, and then we're going to drive 1 3/4 inch screws. Okay, with our bottom frame built and our supports installed, now we're going to install the bottom. It's a lot easier to do this now than after we combine all 3 frames together. So you may get a bit of a tight fit. Mallet comes in handy. Also, you're going to want some shims. You can make your own shims or you can use these plastic shims. What we're going to do is we're going to space these 1/8 of an inch apart. So 1/8 of an inch from the side, and then 1/8 of an inch between every bottom piece. No need to glue these. We can just screw them, and I would toenail them in. So basically what that means is we're going to go in at a slight angle towards the side. And all I'm going to do is a single screw on each end. Once you have soil in this, all that weight's going to keep everything still. When you get down to the last couple of boards here, you may notice that the last one's going to be very thin. You're going to have to rip it very thinly. So what I like to do is before the second to last goes in, I guess kind of eyeball it. And if I have to cut this any more than half of its width, then I'll actually go ahead and take a little bit off of this one, then take a final measurement and rip this one. It just makes for a nicer fit, a little easier to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and rip those down. I'll get those installed, and then we'll grab the 2 other frames and we'll assemble everything. Now that we have our bottom installed, we can now connect the 3 frames together. We're going to do that with these 1x1 pieces. Now you'll notice I've chamfered these on the tops of all of these. The reason being is when this connects all of them and you're actually using the planter, when you're reaching in, it saves you hitting your forearms or your hands on that sharp edge. Completely optional, up to you. Alright, so we're just going to stack these on top of each other and just line them up close enough. Okay, and what I like to do is start in one corner and then go to the opposite corner to try to square these up as best as possible. And then after I install 2 in each corner, I do the other 2 corners and then the 2 in the middle. One thing worth noting is you'll want to put in the corners. You're going to want to put screws into the short side and the long side. And I'm going to do 4. So there'll be 2 in the short side and 2 in the long side. And again here, we're using 1 3/4 inch screws. Now that we have the planter box assembled, the last step is to attach the legs. Now there is one optional step that you can take before this, and this is to apply epoxy to the bottom of the legs. It gives it a little more protection. Now the epoxy I apply takes 3 days to cure, so I did this 3 days ago. So let me show you how I did that while I prep this to install the legs. The first step in applying the epoxy is to tape off the ends so we create a reservoir for the epoxy to sit in. We do this on all 4 of our legs and try to press down and get a good seal there so the epoxy doesn't fall down the sides of the legs. After we get them all done, we're going to clamp them together. Now this isn't actually important for applying the epoxy. It's important so we have something to hold up our legs while we do this. Alright, you'll notice that my legs are different lengths. I'm actually putting this on a slope, so I have a slope to compensate for. Alright, now we're going to mix up our epoxy. Equal parts, like most 2-part epoxies. Okay, with our epoxy mixed, we're now going to apply it to these ends. You can be conservative at first, just to get some coverage. And then we're going to shoot for about a little over 1/8 of an inch thick. Some of this is going to soak into the end grain, but not too much. So we'll have about 1/8 of an inch of a pad, epoxy pad on the bottom of these feet. All right, after we get our tape off, we've got some sharp edges. We're gonna wanna knock those sharp edges off and actually chamfer the edges. So I'm just taking 180 grit sandpaper. Slight chamfer, no sharp edges, just what we want. Okay, now for the leg installation, nothing complicated here. I use clamps instead of brads to hold these in place, and I'm just gonna do 4 screws in each leg, top and bottom. Do that, and then I'll flip it over and do the other 2. Okay, we can finally get to the mystery of why these planters are only 20 inches tall. As you can see here, I've got all 3 of them installed in this much larger planter, which is only about 23, 24 inches deep. So I made them 20 inches to come up to this height. So it's not much to look at right now, but come spring, these things should be nice and green and on their way to providing us with some produce. But don't expect any gardening videos from Toolbox DIY. We're just learning this. Well, that'll do it for today. Thanks for stopping by. I'm Chris with Toolbox DIY. I'll see you next time.